peeps? How are things? If you are not watching an ad, hello. If you are watching an ad, we'll see you in a minute. Paul's here. Pinnell's here. Oh, on time? What? Is he angling for a raise? Got Lajeunesse, got McGill, got hey, cool. 107 today. What is that in like the rest of the world terms? 44? It's hot. It's pretty hot. It's hotter than here. We're 30-ish. So we're probably 90. What is that? 95? No, I don't know. Chris is watching a Peloton ad. I don't know if you are, because if you're watching a Peloton ad, then how are you? Oh, Tyler watched a Manscaped ad. There we go. Joel says it's been steady hundreds. That's no thank you. That I think I want to say like 38 is 100. If I remember correctly, 40 is 100. So somewhere around 40 is somewhere around 100. Legend has picked up a peat moss compost spreader today. I don't know what a compost spreader. That's like for lawns, like in one of those, and it shoots. That's the technical term. It does like this and then it shoots. Oh, 37.77 is, I thought it was about 38 is 100. So what's 30? Well, 30 at the airport last I checked, which means it's probably 32 at the airport now, which means it's probably 35, 36 here in my shop, which is almost 100. It's probably 98 in my shop right now. I probably will get a head rag situation. Oh, Dr. Ping. I missed you. I missed saying hello to Dr. Ping. 86. Well, that's... whatever. Oh, worked all day. Was it Lajeunesse? Who was I talking to? Oh, Malin, I think. Which one of you is like the all hand tools all the time? We were talking about it last week. My old school dealing that we were talking about. I found it. That's disappointing. I thought Canada was all snow and mooses. Jax is here. Look out. It's not all snow and mooses. We do other things. Sometimes we do hot. Especially like in the prairies. Where I grew up, like it was regularly like 40 plus even when I was in Kamloops going to university. It was 40 plus for a month at a time. It sucked. But yeah, Canada gets cold too. I mean, we're in the best place in Canada. I am in the best place in Canada. Pinnell isn't. Because we are pretty mild. Like we don't get super cold. We don't get super hot generally. In the winter, sometimes we can go skiing and golfing on the same day. It's cool. Think like a barrel on its side that you roll around the yard. The barrel is made out of tight fencing. Okie doke. Have fun spreading your stuff. It was like that when I was in Seattle. Yeah, Seattle is just over there. Like, I could almost hit Seattle with a rock if I threw it really hard. You know what I mean. Oh, How my peeps? How you doing, Jax? Welcome back to the show, my nemesis. Oh, in case you guys are unfamiliar with JND Creations, first of all, why are you unfamiliar with JND Creations? Second of all, get familiar with that fella. Good dude. Way better at making YouTube videos than me. He says weird things, though, like Ute and mate and champion stuff. Took a beating outside. Yeah, I saw you doing some kind of sheddy type situation. I wouldn't. No outside in 107 for me. Nope. I mean, 107. If I'm outside, it better be damn important. Sneaking in a quick hello before dad duties kick in. That a guy. Yeah. I was supposed to. I know I said last week that this week I was going to start on the marking knives. I'm going to say that again. This week I'm going to start on the marking knives. This past week I had to do a lot of lifing, just like regular life stuff, adulting. So I didn't actually get started. But this week, I'm going to start on the marking knives. Have you changed your live camera? Does it look like I've changed my live camera? I think the picture's fine. I don't get people complaining about the picture. I know it's not like 4K fancy pants drone, whatever. No. The answer is no. I haven't. It's just fine. I'm not trying to impress you. Got to get that form back to you. But yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. We're getting lots of applications for that. Hypothetically, Tyler, if for some reason you don't get approved for that market, we can look at just wholesaling your stuff, and you don't even have to bother. You'd have to come up and drop it off, and we'd have it in the store. But yeah, looks fancy 4K. It looks like I have. Well, I haven't. All contrasty and stuff. No change. Going for the Rocket Raccoon look. Who is? What? I am? It's the light. Oh, the light. There is a light out. There's a couple. It's maybe contrasty because of the lighting situation. Yeah. Looks like there's a light off on our left. That's the side of the garage that doesn't have any light. My light's all over here. Is that the same Windsor shirt? Yeah, but I haven't been wearing it since. Like, it is the same Windsor shirt, but I don't. The wardrobe lady Susan is on mat leave, so I don't have my wardrobe person. My hair and makeup girl quit. She's just sick of it. I wasn't paying her, so because I'm not a wealthy man. See the new lights? The new lights are in that box up on top of the Douglas fir rack. There you go. Showed you the new lights. I would like to have a beer, but first I have to do some table saw. I don't. We've talked about how I don't table saw. I don't beer and table saw. I beer and lathe a little bit, but I don't beer and table saw. So let's get the table sawing out of the way. They look good up there. Yep. Yeah, they do. Just above the freshly painted walls. Fuck. You guys are mean. I've got a bunch of these 1x2s left over from making election signs in September of last year. They're like pointed. And they've got a ridge cut in them because that's where the sun. If you haven't watched the election signs video, first of all, that's bad friending. You guys are supposed to watch everything that I do. So why have you not watched that? Second of all, have fun, frenemy. I'm off to make breakfast. All right, well, depending on how long it takes, we might still be here. Sometimes this show goes. Thanks for coming, though, if I don't see you. Anyway, we got these things that are just sitting around the shop. And I want them out of here. But I don't want to just burn them, because that seems wasteful. Also, there's a fire ban. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them down. I'm just going to make some painting panels, some art, some things to make art on. But in order to do that, I need to break them down this way. And I need to rip them through, take the roundy bits off the edges, chop some miters, glue them into squares, and then I'm just going to put a piece of 1/8" MDF on top of it. If you haven't watched the, was it Making Mountain Art? What is it? Abstract Wooden Mountains Art? Something? I don't remember. It was one of the more recent videos that I've done. I'm just going to make some of those panels. I actually have a video on making these panels too from a couple of years ago. Whatever. I just going to knock out a couple of those. Did it on the boat paddle too. Similar design, yeah. But I didn't use paint. I didn't use painting panel for the canoe paddle. But yes, that similar type of art piece. Let's get these things bucked up and rip the roundy edges off. And then maybe cut some miters and glue them into squares. We'll see how far we get. I don't want them kicking around my shop anymore. So if I glue them into squares and stick a piece of MDF on the front of them, then I can make art on them later and have them be useful. Have them serve some kind of purpose other than just being in my way. I'm also starting to get pretty sweaty, so I might not get too far along through this process. But let's get started. Tim Mellon. Was it you I was talking to? About my old school drill? Sounds a little... Could use a little lubrication in there. Anyway, stumbled upon it, so I thought I'd... Alright, let's go. Yip-a-dip. These are about 4 feet long, including the sharpened bits at the end. So we got to take those off. Look at this guy measuring. What? Let's make our panels 20. Let's make 20 by 20s. So just rough cut them to start. We'll just go, actually, we'll go this way. Go 20-ish. I'll go a little over 20, so I got a little bit of room. Oh, this is garbage. You know, this whole thing is garbage. Look at this. That's the joint that they make. Like, you can see right through it. This one too. That's just garbage. So we'll make, you know what? Let's let's just use 6 of them. We'll make 3 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll go to 20-ish. Give or take. Safety. Applause here. Bennett's here. Fill him with Starb on it. No. No. Wait for the fire band to be over and throw it in there. Just take the roundy bits off the sides of these now. There we go. Nice pieces of wood. I mean, it's not actually nice pieces of wood. You know what I mean? Better than it was. No. We'll hack some miters onto them. Where's the dealie? Sorry about the screaming table saw. Loud noises. Oh, sweet. It was at 45.1 and then it just clicked over. All right. Yep. Got a sweat drip in my eyeball. Don't know how much work I'm going to get done on these tonight. I need this. And I need something on there. Because don't cross cut using your fence. Okay, we'll look at it. He's going to measure again. That'll be pretty close to 20 after, yeah. All right, here we go. Damn it. Okay, we'll make it less than that. We'll make it that big. Oh, hold on. Sweaty head. So these are going to be that big. Exactly. They're going to be exactly that big. Gotta remember to push it all the way through. stuff's just garbage. Cheap, crappy pine. Made a spot for the face shield, yeah. I'm just about done, but yeah, it wouldn't have been a bad idea. There we go. Now, I think I can beer. So I think that's all the table sawing I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna get, these will get glued together, but they won't get set. Well, they could get set. No, I'm not gonna wait an hour for beer. I gotta cut the MDF to go on them to make them into a painting panel. I could do that right now. Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll be. It's not as bad the other way. All right, back to 90. Add saw maintenance to the list. Shut up. Your face needs maintenance. Saw maintenance. Dust collection, yeah. Loudy blah blah blah. And because, speaking of saw maintenance, really should figure out how to adjust this fence better so that I don't have like an 1/8 inch gap back here. Because right now, if I'm cutting 1/8 inch sheet goods, I gotta clamp this to my fence to give myself like 0 gap under here. So in case you see on some of my videos like there's a second fence clamped to my fence, it's because I'm cutting skinny stuff. And I got a little gap down there, and it could get caught. And I don't want that. So that is bowing. I don't want that either. This is just bad enough. Oh, come on. Just give me that. Whatever gets the job done. Yeah. Let's get it back in. We'll give ourselves a little extra. And I'll flush trim it after it's on there with like the router. Damn it. There's still a gap there. Don't come here to learn. All right. 3 I'm making? Yes, that was a question. I honestly don't remember. I think 3. Now I'm done table sawing. Now I can beer. All right. Woo, shiny. All right, who's still here? Oh, doesn't look like too many people left. Thought he had a shop vac or two. Talking about need to get him a gripper. I have a gripper. So there. I don't think I've ever used it. Was I grabbing it hard? I don't know. I didn't notice. Still here. Had to mute for a couple minutes. Mute you. Here. Who's having bevy with me? Anybody? If so, what are you having? Paul, you deserve a beer. You deserve a bastard. But whatever there are. Old dirty bastard. Something like that. After being out in the sun, working on sheds and stuff. Cheap bourbon. Atta guy. Imagine us having a hard cider. Mikey B's having a vodka Rockstar, probably. Wife's having Jack and milk? Really? Okay. Everybody can like what they like. My preference is not dairy in alcoholic drink. I don't do paralyzers or White Russians or anything like that. Dairy in alcoholic beverages is not my thing. AMACA. Amica. New name, I think. Dickens Cider. Welcome to the show. Get these things glued up into squares. I love the old dirty bastards. Good stuff. Sweet. I'd never heard of it until Paul said that that's his like beer of choice. And he refuses to send me any. I can't get it here. And he sends boxes of stuff to me all the time. And there's never a dirty bastard. I tried. Well, no, you didn't try. You checked whether you were allowed to. And they said no. If you didn't check whether you were allowed to, oh, well, that's right. You had a buddy that was going by on a boat or something. Got him Amica. What? Oh, did I actually say that out loud? Or, nah, whatevs. If I did, I did. It is funny, yeah. I don't even really feel like gluing these things up, but I will at some point, just to get them drying. Get this stuff out of here. Get the scraps out. Make them into something or throw them in the fire if you're allowed to have fires. Got to get rid of the scraps. I got to get better at getting rid of or using up scraps. Mikey B came over and we did some more work. I was working in the shop. I was working on organizing the shop a little bit. He was working on the front yard a little bit and the clearing the box of my truck out of gravel. Complaining about how dirty my driveway is. So you guys clean your driveway? Do people wash their driveway? It's like, well, this would actually be pretty nice if it was power washed. I was like, people do that? Good for you for live streaming. I like to see it. I do a show every week, my friend. More than once a week sometimes. I think this is like probably the 40th show of the year already. Yeah, every Saturday night, and then occasionally on a random other weeknight, because I'm out in the shop anyway doing something. Tyler will burn them for you. Yeah, I mean, if it was winter, I wouldn't have a problem. I got a fire pit. Some people take pride in where they live. I sometimes I just don't have anything to say. Like I can't. That was just well done, and I don't have any like. Your face takes pride in. I mean, credit where it's due. That was just solid. That was just solidly well done burn. First time here, I'll thank the YouTube algo for that. Hey, right on. At least the YouTube algorithm did something for me at some point then. That's nice to see. I think Mike Bennett's saying something about your backyard. He's saying something about just the state of the exterior of my property. Yeah. I don't like doing yard work, and neither wife doesn't like doing yard work. I don't like doing yard work, so guess what? Yard work doesn't get done until it gets so bad that I have to pay my friend Mike Bennett to come over and do my yard. You that neighbor? No, not really. I mean, I'm helping the pollinators, doing my part to make the world a better place by encouraging pollination. What are you making? I am making painting panels. I'm making things to paint on. I'm using up scrap that I don't want in the shop. And the easiest way to do that is to make some painting panels that I can make art on later. What will I burn? Tyler says. Wood in the winter. I was talking, pay attention. I was talking about how I need to get better at using up or getting rid of scraps of wood instead of just like hoarding them. And Pinellas was like, well, Tyler will burn it. That's a good point. It's filling out that market application that I sent you a week and a half ago. What kind of painting do you do? I don't do as much painting as I used to. I do abstract expressionist landscapes generally. Snowman time is coming quick. It's true. October, November. Snowmans and gnomes. Snowmen and gnomes. It's in the middle of nowhere with no Wi-Fi for 12 days. You were here on the show. So while you were there, you were here watching the show. So you had enough of a connection in some capacity. My shed today was built entirely out of salvaged wood you had. Feel kind of Matthias-y over it. Does it have a Raspberry Pi? Abstract is your fave? Yeah, I've never, I mean, I used to do realism, like pencil drawings and pen and ink stuff back when I was a teenager, but when I went off to art school to university, I kind of started drifting towards the Impressionists and the Expressionists, and just use of color and form and as your primary mode of expression. Got any to show us? No, I don't have any of my art out here. I have a video on the last piece of art that I made that was like a wooden abstract mountainscape that I made for a charity auction. And I've done a few of that style. I mean, I do have in my house, but my family's in there and they don't want to be on the show probably. Actually, Sven likes being on the show. You have a new viewer, quick comb the beard. I'm not trying to impress Amaka. I'm not trying to impress anybody really. Like, I am who I am. And it doesn't look that shitty today. Shut up. Like, it's not doing, the mustache part isn't doing that weird, like, parentheses thing. These live streams are abstract art. They are. They're a performance art piece. It's a series of performance art pieces that one day, if you watch them all back to back to back to back, you'll understand something new about the world that you didn't understand before. It's deep and important. Just you wait. I'm making a difference maker right here. Being the change I want to see in the world through my art. By the way, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button and you're enjoying yourself, and make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell. And this episode is brought to you by, I don't have any sponsors, but the patreon.com/wooden things and stuff. My people over at Patreon are sponsoring this show, this episode. I am enjoying myself. I hit the thumbs up when I'm done. When you're done enjoying yourself. I appreciate you guys coming and enjoying yourself. I enjoy myself, and it really, that's what I do it for me. Oh, I'm leaving a legacy, is what I'm doing. Crickets already happening outside. Hit the meh button if you were indifferent. There should be a meh button on YouTube, because I feel meh about a lot of things that I watch on YouTube. Like, meh. And I give it a like. I don't understand the dislike button, honestly. Like, by not hitting like, you are saying that you dislike it. Why? I don't understand why you have both. You either like it or you don't. You don't like it. I guess by not hitting either of them, you're saying meh. I guess you could look at it that way. It's like, I liked that, I didn't like that, or by not saying anything, you say meh. Paul's paying me again to help with customs. Yeah, thanks, man. Buying the Rockler turning tools from Rockler off. Paul's son works there and got me the employee discount, and then after shipping, it was going to be a little bit cheaper unless I got hit with charges at the border, and then Paul got an update that it's cleared the border and the receiving person owes what, $50 or something. So now I might as well have ordered the ones from Lee Valley. Where's the new lathe? There is not a new lathe yet. Calm yourself. Where's the shop stool? Where are the marking gauges? Where are all the guitars you're supposed to have done by now? Like, where's your new lathe? Oh, you do have a new lathe. I had my lathe that you have before you had your lathe that you have. So there. Where's the cheap Chinese chuck? It's in a box behind my lathe. because I can't open it until I'm recording the opening of it. Spoke shave. I may have lost. I don't know right now where my Veritas, no, it's not a spoke shave, cabinet scraper. I have a brand new Veritas cabinet scraper that I haven't taken out of the box yet because I haven't been able to convince myself to record the unboxing of it because I haven't needed a cabinet scraper. As soon as I need a cabinet scraper, I'll do the unboxing video of the cabinet scraper. Do I know where your router plane is? I do. It's sitting on top of my number 8. It's in that box. Right there on top of my 8. The Wolverine jig is back in that corner in its box. Because the same thing. Until I'm going to unbox it and set it up and record the process of doing that, it has to stay in the box. But I'm really good at YouTube, guys. I need a volunteer camera person. I need a volunteer videographer and editor. If you guys know anybody who wants to live in Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada, and do videography and editing for a woodworking YouTube channel for free, you tell them to get in touch. Making a plane out of walnut and a maple? What kind of plane? What part's walnut? Walnut might be a little soft for certain parts of a plane. It'll be pretty. And if it's like a little block plane or something, then who cares? I need a student co-op intern. This is true. We talked about that on the show. But maybe going to the high school and being like, if anybody in the AV program or wants to get some practice in. But I've always hated unpaid internships in general as an idea. So I'm going to uphold my moral high ground and not have an unpaid intern do work for me. I can say all I want that I should definitely take advantage of the. No, I'm not going to do that. I just need to make enough money that I can pay somebody to do it for me. And that is probably never going to happen. Coffin plane. Okay. Give them a percentage cut. That's the same thing. That's the same thing as not paying them. Isn't your YouTube channel just one big unpaid internship? Yeah. I get paid a little bit. And I pay you in friendship. and free advice. Let them make something in your shop. Yeah, I mean, I could trade. That's not a terrible idea. I could trade somebody who's interested in woodworking and videography, like in mentorship. Because classes ain't cheap. Woodworking classes aren't cheap. That's an idea. I could offer in exchange for like lessons and teaching. You have to be my videographer, video editor. Beer. I probably need insurance or something to be bringing people in and teaching them, like kids running boards over the table saw and stuff that aren't my children. Just picked up a student who only wants to learn to make necks, and he's going to make necks for you. That's great. Hey, intern, go grab me a beer. Yeah, you go get me beer. You can work on the yard. When I don't need you to be filming or editing, you could go work on the yard. You burn my scraps for me. You drive these scraps down to Courtney to Tyler's shop. No, I'm going to teach him to make necks. Okay, see, but then teach him to make necks and then get him to make necks for you. Because making guitar necks is shitty. It's like easily my least favorite part of making guitars. No, making the neck isn't that bad. Fret, anything, fuck metal. Metal is, I don't trust anyone to make any part of my guitars. That's not a nice thing to say. You told me that I could be like a subsidiary. At one point, you were like, you could be like my Canadian guitar guy. And now I'm like, and now you're saying you don't trust anybody to make your guitar, like any part of your guitar. That's so you trust? Because you just said you don't trust anybody. You would trust me to make stuff and put the Waldrop Guitars name on it? Somewhat. It would have to go through you for inspection, probably. Yeah. It's understandable. I wouldn't want to put my brand on something that somebody else made and I had not put a check mark beside. Feels like the shipping costs would get out of hand for that if I was making guitar bodies for you and then sending them to you before you could send them out. That seems like you would have to add too much. Limit his beer intake. Shut up, Bergen. You're not involved in this contract negotiation. I'd have to add the customs charge to the price. There you go. See, you just added $100 on top of it because it had to come across the border from your Canadian manufacturer. Pay him in dirty bastard ale. I might take it if it's good. People seem to like it. Oh. Should we glue these things together? Nah, I don't feel like it. You guys have seen things get glued together, right? I'm just going to glue these like that into squares. And put staples at each corner to clamp them. You haven't seen the video of me making painting panels. Actually, I think I made the whole thing in the abstract mountain art video. Went through the whole process. I just didn't talk about it because I had already done a video where I talked about it. So anyway, these are in a good place that I can just get them glued up at some point. No splines. No splines. There's gonna be a 1/8 inch piece of MDF glued to the surface of the. It's not. There's nothing's opening up. There's not enough expansion and contraction over 1.25 inches. This way, this is not expanding and contracting enough to wiggle that joint free when there's going to be a panel glued to that joint. Splines would be ridiculous. Especially because, like, there wouldn't even be a decorative aspect to it because it all gets painted. So, no splines. Oh, question for the good folks out there in internet land. Anybody got a cheap online place to buy shop vac bags? I went to Home Depot to get a chunk. My wife wanted some shelves. It was one of the things I had to do this week instead of starting marketing knives, was make shelves for wife. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm out of shop vac bags. $30 for 3 shop vac bags that are, I'm gonna throw them in the garbage. $10 a bag. They're just throw $10 in the garbage. I didn't buy them. I was like, no way. They weren't even like shop vac brand like Midland, you think? How are they going to be cheaper than Home Depot? Never bought new filters or bags for any vacuum. Yeah, just blow it out. Just don't use a bag and just let it fill up and then just blow it out. Yeah. I mean, that's better, I guess. Like, even if there was like a filter bag that was like the dust collector bag that has like a little zipper on the end and you just empty it and like reusable, I would pay money for that over to throw in $10 in the garbage every time I fill a bag of sawdust. Slice off the end of the bag, dump it out, roll it up, and staple the end. Don't tempt me for $10 a bag. That's what I'm going to start doing. Just sent you a link, 9 bags for $20 on Amazon. Yeah, probably Amazon America. Amazon.ca is probably $10 a fucking bag. I don't know. You have an air compressor out of the box, right? Sure don't. I do not have an air compressor. I have a leaf blower. Maybe I just stop using bags. You guys might have the right idea. Anyway, it caught me off guard because I'm sure they were not. I mean, I know everything has gone up in price, but I am sure the last time I would not have bought vacuum bags to throw in the garbage at $10 each. Air compressor, leaf blower, same thing. It's not, but I'm just saying, I can blow out the filter of the shop vac with the leaf blower. I've done it. Not on this vacuum, but also your face is an air compressor. No, didn't work. Oh, got a pen turning class tomorrow. Another one-on-one student down at the shop tomorrow. Last summer market next weekend. Was gonna have another class the weekend after that. I canceled it because I do not want to be at the shop 3 Sundays in a row, to be honest. I don't have band practice this week on Monday night, so maybe that's some more time that I can get to work on the marking knives. I'm doing what too frequently? Classes? Yeah, probably. Should have just done one a month. Well, Yeah, one of if I, it doesn't matter. Whatever. It's like 3 hours of work for $100. It's a decent enough rate. It's way better when I have more students, but I made good per hour money the first week. Woodcraft and Rockler are both every other month. It's probably where I'm gonna land. I'll do one. Actually, I'll probably just do one per schedule. We do our schedules in 2-month runs, so I'll probably just end up doing a beginner and an intermediate during each 2-month schedule. Starting September, October is the next schedule. So November, December schedule, I'll probably just have one of each. Might do an in-person class down there on live edge epoxy coasters. I think that's something that I could probably pull off if people would be willing to pay enough money for the epoxy to make coasters. Just some MDF and some mold release and some epoxy and some random chunks of live edge stuff, and people could come in and make coasters. I know I did, like, we've got a chop saw down there. I don't need the table saw. Hand saw, some sandpaper. I bring my planer down there to surface things down, and it's just a bunch of sanding. It'd be a 2-week class. You'd come in and you'd do the prep and the pour, and then the next week you'd come back and you'd demold it and do all the finish work on them. It's an idea I had. Intermediate equals warp speed turning. No, the intermediate class is bowls. The beginner class is pens, and then the intermediate class is small wooden bowls. So I'll bring a selection of like 5-6 inch blanks down for people to choose from, and we'll learn how to bowl turn. Seen several mushroom turning videos lately that were pretty neat. I don't think I've ever seen a mushroom turning video, but she sells them as fast as she makes them. Sells what? Oh, hold on. Sister started making coasters. She's taking the market 4-piece set with a holder for $60. Well, yeah, obviously she's going to sell them as fast as she makes them if she's only charging $60. I would not sell a set of wood and epoxy coasters for $60. I might if I had it laying around for long enough. Stabilize the mushroom in resin before you turn it. It's a good point. If you're going to turn a mushroom, you should definitely probably stabilize it. Heyo. Epoxy costs as much as the wood. More sometimes, depending on where you're sourcing your wood from. The epoxy I used in my resin charcuterie boards and coasters that I did videos on, which if you haven't seen, bad friending. Chris Pinnell will put a link in the chat room to I think it's called like my first epoxy, working with epoxy for the first time. I don't remember what it's called. Yep, that wood was free. My buddy Brad just gave me this chunk of alder. And so the epoxy cost me significantly more than the wood. Now do your job. I watched it. Yeah. Matt watched it. Thanks, Matt. It's good friending. But have you hit the like button? Do you have your notification bell rung? YouTube. Couldn't find it, but I found this one instead. Oh, God. I don't even want to know what he has put in the chat room. Is he angling to get fired? Is he putting something? Is it Matthias? Is it a Matthias video? Because he thinks he's being funny. I always hit the like button and leave a comment. That's true. Paul's my best fan, I think. Paul goes back and watches old stuff that he's already watched and leaves another comment. They're terrible comments, though. They're like really bad puns and stuff. But I appreciate it. Make spicy teriyaki pork chops. Should do that again one of these days. Those were good. French onion soup. I was having a conversation at work today about how the fact that like sometimes I just do a random cooking video on my woodworking channel just to keep people on their toes a little bit. That's the video Pinnell posted. Oh, the teriyaki pork chops. He's got that shit bookmarked. He's just dying to try that. He also wants to try the French onion soup, but he can't find the bowls. He refuses to pay what people want for French onion soup bowls, which I understand. They're not, for some reason, they're not inexpensive. I've just, the ones that I have been, my mom gave them to me. We've had them in our family since probably the 70s. Wasn't the French onion soup on New Year's or something? I don't know. Maybe. No, New Year's, the video release on New Year's is always like my resolutions video. Beer. It may have released during that string of releases. I remember, was it last year? No, the year before maybe. Like between Christmas and New Year's, I think I put out like 8 videos or something over 5 days. It was some ridiculous amount of videos that I had. Like, it may have been during that batch. I don't remember. Oyster soup is a New Year's tradition there. That makes me want to throw up in my mouth. That really, like, that sounds fucking gross. December 23rd, 2022. So last December. Okay. Yeah. Trying to figure out what the tube is that busted on your truck. Well, we've already established that I don't know. I made up the name of that tube and played it off like I knew. And I think he looked it up to try and was like, oh, that's the Schneider, the Schneider tube or something. And I don't remember, but I was just like, yeah, but then again, I just made that up. So woodworking is expensive. Yep, sure is. I've resisted spending on Lee Valley for a year. Handworks is in a few weeks. Are you going to Handwork? Then I spent on a bad axe class. Yeah, but that was probably awesome. would love to go to a class at Bad Axe. He had a tube go in his truck. The EL-84 guitar guys might get that joke. The EL-84 is a good, yeah. Heyo! I didn't even know that Handworks was in that area. I thought Handworks was like Atlanta. What's in Atlanta? There's a big show in Atlanta that that's like AWFS or something, the American blah 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 blah. Is it a Canada rule that you can't travel? More information required in order to answer the question. Because no, there's no rule in Canada that says that you can't travel. I don't understand. I think it's the transmission fluid cooling tube. There you go. It doesn't look like transmission fluid spurting out. Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you've got some non-transmission fluid in your transmission fluid. Todd might be talking about why you can't leave Canada to come to the U.S. I think it's a U.S. rule. Like I can't get a passport, so I guess maybe it's a Canada rule. No, it's a U.S. border rule. They don't allow criminals to come to their country. It's like I get it. Gotta fix that. I mean, why? Like I can't afford to go anyway. Like I would love to go to Handworks, but even if I was allowed to, like I can't afford it. So like, yay, I'm allowed to go to things that I can't afford to go to now, like ever. Oregon alone is the nicest state of it. I've heard that Oregon is super nice. I would love to go to a Ducks game one day. A Ducks. I would love to watch the Oregon Ducks play the Stanford Cardinal in person, or anybody really. Well, anybody that doesn't suck. I don't want to watch Oregon blow out like Portland Technical College or whatever in one of their like blow off games, but I would love to go to see a game at Autzen Stadium. Atlanta has several shows. Handworks is basically just a small barn. Yeah, but it's supposed to be awesome. I've heard tell that it's awesome. It's actually multiple barns. According to the people I've heard tell. You're moving to Oregon or Washington in 2 years? Hey, well, you can come visit me then. I don't need to go there. Maybe by then I'll get it figured out. Maybe by then I'll be wealthy enough somehow to come down. I would love to go. Like, there's a lot of things in the States that I would like to go see. Like woodworking shows, obviously. I'd love to go see the Gamble House in Pasadena. I could go down to Oregon and take a class with Gary Rogowski. Yeah, but I'm poor and not allowed. One real barn and 2 small garage buildings. Oh, okay. I would have a fun time there. If I was allowed to go and I could afford to go, I probably couldn't afford to go because I would also need like a couple $1,000s in spending monies. because I mean, you know that I have a tool problem, right? But I don't. Do you guys know I have one? Speaking of bad axe, that is my bad axe tenon saw up there at the top. Well, let's get it out. I don't know if I've ever talked about this saw. This is my Bad Axe Toolworks tenon saw. It's my favorite handsaw, for sure. It doesn't get a lot of use. I don't care. I want you guys to guess. Well, first of all, I want somebody to look up what the Bad Axe 16-inch tenon saw, I think. Yeah. What's a Bad Axe 16-inch tenon saw worth? Somebody look it up for me. And then I want you guys to guess how much I paid for my Bad Axe tenon saw. My favorite handsaw is your Japanese saw. My most used handsaw is absolutely that Dozuki right there. $340 US. $340 US is the retail price of this particular handsaw. Now we're gonna guess how much I bought that saw for. Why? Just for fun. $75, Paul says. That's a pretty good guess. That's a pretty good guess. This is a Price is Right situation. Yeah, sure. We'll go with without going over. Closest to the price that I paid without going over. Wins 6 points. 6 Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff points. Tim's going free. You trade for something. Okay. Pinnell is $126. $76. Lajeunesse is playing the game. I love that. Lajeunesse is playing the game. That's great. McGill says 85. Tyler says 88. I like this. This is fun. So we've got. Why does it cost so much? It's a handmade, like everything that they do is like a person does all of the everything to this, and it's just a really well made by human hand back saw. And I'm happy to own it. And plate thickness and 2 setup. Yeah, it's like it. They make saws how they used to make saws, by hand, by people who loved making saws, and there are more expensive saws. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I believe I owe Tyler Peterson 6 points because I paid $90 Canadian for that saw. Modern saws are meant to be thrown away when they get done. Yeah, it's but like this stamped steel or whatever, the spring steel stuff that, like, yeah, and the teeth just, they pop off. Like, saw makers like Bad Axe make them the traditional way. You sharpen them, pass it. Like, yeah, this saw, my kid better pass this saw down to his kid. Like I said, I don't use it a lot, but every time I use it, I am happy that it's in my hand. A part of that might just be the knowing that it's a quality tool. Like, there's like a subconscious thing about knowing that someone handmade this saw that now I am using to hand make something. Like, there's some kind of like inherent connection. Bad Axe has dovetail saws at 12 inches of blade they call a stiletto. Yes, they absolutely do. Cosman dovetail saws are like 8 inches. Really? They're expensive too. Yeah, well, don't. Nope. I'm not. I am absolutely not. Gonna talk about Rob Cosman right now. I love my 100-year-old distance saws, back saws. I won't care for it. I won't pass them down when I die. Yeah, I mean, my 1888 Type 6 Stanley hand planes. Yes, please. You see, Tim, you're baiting me now. I don't. Nope. He seems like a perfectly nice fella. What's the best kind of dog? I like huskies and German shepherds. I like big-ish dogs. You should see the saw box I'm bringing. It's gross how many saws I have. Gross in the best possible way. It's all garage sale stuff, but some lucky finds. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're going to Bad Axe for a class and they're going to sharpen your saws for you, you bring them all. Bring them all. Bench dog. Hey, oh, black lab. Chocolate labs are good. Yeah, well, like labs in general. That's the style of dog I like. It's like sort of medium big. My puppy died late last fall. Yeah. He's still. You got me. Well done. Cosman was no. Let's not. Let's talk about somebody else or not other people. Let's do that. Let's talk about Matthias. No, let's get off the talking about other YouTuber / woodworker personalities. Yeah, I know, Paul. I know what you're doing. I appreciate it. Yeah, anybody else want to talk about anything before we, we got to keep this conversation rolling, or else I get bored and I turn it off. We can hang out for as long as you guys want to keep talking, but we got to find some things to talk about. Why is plywood so expensive? I mean, okay, we all know that wood in general is expensive. Wife wanted some shelves for the laundry room, just simple board on brackets that she bought, right? And she's like, "Do you have any wood?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I have lots of wood." And she's like, but then there was 12 inches. They're 12-inch brackets, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I have a 12-inch board. Not that I want to use for like crappy shelves in the laundry room. I mean, I have some 12-inch boards, but I'm not putting $170 worth of walnut up on the wall in the laundry room." So I go to Home Depot, as you do. I was thinking but they only need to be 3 feet long, 12 inches wide. I'm like, oh, I'd just get a quarter sheet, a 3/4 inch plywood, and just trim it out. Chuck it up on the wall. Quarter sheet of 3/4 inch plywood for like $40, $46, something like that. What? And it's not even good. Like, it's not even the good plywood. It's just the shitty like stuff with the voids and the. Damn. Okay, so I'll go over to the actual lumber side of things, and I found a 1x12, which is actually a 3/4 by 11 and a quarter or whatever. I get 8 feet of that for $30, like pre-surfaced, like not even raw, just like why is a quarter sheet of garbage plywood $47? Like, I would literally walnut banding. Well, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna just cut some strips of walnut and trim out. I was gonna rip it down to a foot wide, cut a foot off each, trim it out in walnut, and put it up in the. I was like, I'm not paying $50, damn near probably $50 after tax, for a quarter sheet of garbage 3/4 inch plywood. Right, especially when I can walk over there and get an 11-inch wide pine board for half that. Just a little bit over half that. 3/8 for yeah. Well, what's the 3/4? This is like relatively long shelves that are hanging, like that are things are going to be weighted on, and then there's going to be a bar that hangs, and like they need to be relatively robust shelves. I mean, I'm using 3/4 inch pine, but I don't think I could get by with half or 3/8. That's for sure. But it was all garbage. Like, nope. We have to start refusing to buy this shit. Like, that's why it costs that much, is because people will pay it. If we stop being willing to pay what these companies are asking for this shit, then the price will go down. It'll have to. Stop paying ridiculous prices for things like that. Had my first blowout on the lathe today. Woohoo! Was it a big one? Was it good? Like, was it dramatic? Matthias has a video on making your own plywood. Of course he does. I don't know why you would want to make your own plywood. If you're going to go through the effort to make your own plywood, just use solid wood. I am going to make my own plywood, though. Having said that, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video on, can I make walnut plywood in a food vacuum bag, in a food saver vacuum bag? Can I make walnut plywood in a food saver vacuum bag? Because I've got all this box full of walnut veneer that Peterson gave me. Just cross-grain a bunch of pieces of it with glue in between and put it in like a food saver vacuum bag and see if I can make some walnut plywood. Why not? People will watch that shit. I'll make more than 70 cents off that video, probably. Need to do videos on stupid stuff. Everyone, yeah. See, but I don't like that game. I don't make walnut plywood with walnut layers inside using MDF for the show face. That's fucking good idea. Or no, I'll just paint it. I'll make a walnut plywood out of veneer in a food saver vacuum bag, and then I'll use it for the top and bottom of like a handcrafted box, and I'll just spray paint it white. The bigger change is we have some manufacturers making plywood in the US. In California, okay. Small scale, low production, but it's quality. Yeah. Cool. I also like the idea of the MDF on the outside, like a walnut plywood core MDF panel. I like that. Little planer chips to the outside. I like the idea of just like white spray paint, like primer, and just like as a small box for the deck or something. It's like to put my barbecue tools in, or no, because the piece of plywood I'm going to be able to make is only going to be like that big, so it'll have to be like a panel or like a lid for a box. But so this is good. I like this. If you hunt and ask people, you can find some great free stuff. Ask a business to pile up their pallet stuff and pick it up. Yeah. I don't have a wood problem. I have a wood problem, but it's not that I don't have enough. Like at one point I was literally thinking about flooring my shop with Douglas fir. Just cause I think that would be awesome, and I have enough of it. Beer. This might be the last one, though. I'm starting to feel a little bit worn down. I appreciate, again, you guys coming. I get these things glued into squares and then slap a panel on the top of them and then route off the excess. Then I'll have some painting panels, and some of this 1x will be out of my way. And then maybe one night we'll do another painting. We did a painting live on the show one time. It sucked, though. It didn't turn out well at all. I'm probably going to sand it off and reprime it. Was the Cosmotalk? Did him in. No, everybody can like who and what they like. I dump off big old printers, copiers at a trucking company. If you guys there put good stuff along the side of the pallet compactor. You just like, they take the nice ones and set them aside. Mikey B at Windsor Mill Sales had some nice pallets that he was like, hey, like this ain't just your regular everyday pallet. This one, if you want to come grab it, and I like it was Meranti, I think. I made a bunch of boxes like a few Christmases ago. Sold the shit out of them, and it was all pallet. It was Meranti out of pallets from the lumber yard. I mean, Meranti isn't a fancy wood, but if you're getting it for free, yeah, it's Meranti and red oak, I think, actually. That pallet. Might have been white oak. Ooh, speaking of white oak. Hold on. A friend of mine, local guy, brought me this at the shop. This is a piece of white oak barrel stave from the distillery up the highway. This used to be a whiskey barrel, and I'm gonna make some pens out of this white oak whiskey barrel. 6, give or take, pens. I met April Wilkerson through Rockler, blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't believe the things she has to do not related to woodworking to get views. I'm not going to... I'm not biting. I'm not. Felt bad about April when she got divorced and had people... I didn't even know April got divorced. I stopped watching April Wilkerson when she got enormous and started making a shit ton of money, and I couldn't relate to her anymore. And then, like, I understand the game, but like as soon as she was like, I'm gonna build a multi-million-dollar facility, I was just like, all right, okay, bye. I enjoyed watching her when she was just like, I'm gonna figure out how to do this in my garage. That was fun. But no, and then she was like, every 4 minutes was like, you should buy this Triton, etc. I'm gonna build a huge woodworking shop on my multi-million-dollar property. Okay. That's nothing against it. If I would absolutely, if I was making a shit ton of money from my YouTube woodworking content, I absolutely would do exactly the same thing. I hate the game, not the player, or what? How does it go? Don't hate the player, hate the game. And I do. In any case, all right. Why sometimes this show? Everybody can like what they like. So I stopped watching Jay Bates. Same thing. He's just like he got all big into CNC and that's just not. I don't care, Jay, about a bunch of CNC stuff. So bye. Like, move on. I've got my top hat and monocle ready. Just need a pen and a calendar so they can tell the peasants. But the early days when we all knew Mike, it's true. I am absolutely going to forget about you when I get enormous. Sorry. And if I ever see you in the street, no. Let's get real. I think she also spends an insane amount of time and effort on those deals with companies. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it is. All those relationships that you have to foster with all the different companies and whatever. But like I can't stand trying to be like when people are just trying to sell me shit all the time. When I'm trying to watch, like I'm trying to be entertained or learn something and they're like, here's a link to the thing. Like I don't even like doing it myself when it's like not even benefiting me. or benefiting me very little. Like I joke about Starbond. Like I think I've made what we looked it up a couple weeks ago. $70 or something. My relationship with Starbond has profited me. Probably because I'm not good at this. I also, what was the other thing that there was going to be a tagline, like not attractive enough to sell bathwater, or damn, I'm gonna have to watch that show back. That was hilarious when I came up with that one. It's like too ugly to sell fart water or something like that. That's why Raid Shadow Legends. This episode brought to you by Squarespace. No, don't use Squarespace. Squarespace is garbage. Or Verathane. Don't. Okay. Squarespace I don't have anything against. Verathane. Don't. Never used a Verathane product I liked. Why? Why? See, now why would you just share that information when nobody asked? Just to ensure that you don't get a sponsorship from a company? Like that's Squarespace sounds familiar. Or Linda Mattresses, or like it was for a while. Everybody was like, "Hey, you guys ever ordered food delivered to your house? Would you like the make it your own dinner boxes with all the freshest ingredients that are delivered to you for only X number of dollars? Just go to the fucking store. Like, why do you gotta get a box delivered to your front door full of cilantro and lettuce and peppers and shit to make a salad? Like, just I have to calm down. Everyone can like what they like. Why am I just why are you the way you are, Mike? Like, why? Audible was at least something I was mildly interested in. Yeah. Tell us how you really feel. Right? Sometimes, like, I don't know what you guys, I'm blaming you guys for getting me onto these tracks of, it's like I resisted talking about Rob Cosman, and now everything else is just coming. It's just like, anyway. I was looking at this. I got to make pens out of this piece of barrel stave from the, and I already sold 2 marking knives. I haven't even made them yet. I already have commits for 2 of them. So the limited edition Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff marking knives. If I manage to make 10, there are only going to be 8 available. And they will be made available to Patreon supporters first, because I don't give them enough value. Honestly, I'm not good enough at giving them the value that they pay for. So anytime I can, I am going to. They will be made available to them first. They will take what they want, and then they'll be available to the general public. It's like the stupid ad for shavers to cut pubic hairs. Tyler Peterson said he got one of those before this episode tonight. Did you say one way on a one-way track? Taking the road going anywhere? No. I said the wrong way on a one-way track. Seems like I should be getting somewhere. But somehow it's neither here nor there. Uh, 5 points. 5 points. Name the song and band. Seems like I should be getting somewhere. Somehow it's neither here nor there. Wrong way down a one-way track. Anybody? So I'm the reason you're going broke doing YouTube? Oh, I pluck ads whenever I can. Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah. Paul, you pay me more than Google does, okay? So let's just nip that in the bud. Weird Al. Nope. Wrong way down a one-way track. See, there it is. Tim's got it. Oh, Todd. He slipped in just in front of you. Tim got himself 5 points. Dishwalla. No, but you'll win that guessing game one day. One day I'll do that lyric for a guess for points. You already won points tonight, Tyler. You won the Price is Right on the Bad Axe tennis song. Not on Patreon, so give it to Todd. It's just points. It's not like they're just make believe. They're just fake points. Like here, have some points. I'll give some to whoever. Like you can just have some points. There's no you can't actually use them for anything. They're even more make believe than actual currency. Like they don't even have any value. Yet, if you collect enough, maybe one day we'll figure out a way for you to spend them on something. And points for sale. Pinnell's selling points. How many points do you even have? I will fact check you, so don't lie. You know that I will go back through episodes and confirm whether or not you have points to be selling. He's selling fake points. He's a stockbroker. Pinnell knows more about this than me. What do they call it when they sell things they don't even actually have? Pinnell? In the stock market world where they sell things they don't even have? Naked shorts. That's what he's doing with the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff points. He's selling. He's banking on the fact that he's going to earn points later. I think I have 12 points total for tonight. That a guy. 12 points is a good night. Good guy. Good work. Hey. Oh, Chili's here. Sorry, can't stay. It's my son's birthday party. We're probably just about done anyway, my friend. I appreciate you popping in any case. You make sure you hit that thumbs up and click the notification bell. I'm gonna sell points for high price now because and buy them back cheaper later. Not if I suddenly announce that they're actually of value after you sell them. You sell them for cheap. I say that they're all of a sudden they're worth real pretend money. Now you can't buy them back for cheaper because people are going to hold on to them to cash them in for something. How do you guys deal with a work week and not sleeping away your Saturday? So tired and being able to ignore emails on Saturday and sleep in. Got nothing done today. Sometimes you need to have a day where you don't accomplish anything. Dude, that's how I deal with it. I accomplish nothing that day. You have to give yourself time to rest. Resting is not like a frivolous use of time. There's some days where I do the least amount that you could ever imagine. Just get up, eat some food, maybe have a nap. Get up, play some video games, have a nap. This is a perfectly good use of your time. We've created a situation where the world thinks it needs to be productive at all times. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. You need to have time to not be busy. Rest is a thing that we should not be treating ourselves to. We should just be building into our lives as a standard. Have you ever used deer antlers or elk horns to make pens? I have not. I do have a deer antler. I am going to give it to a friend of mine who makes rings because I just kind of don't really have any interest in it. I see other people doing it and I don't really even think that they're all that attractive. There are many things I would rather use. Giving myself a 4-day weekend this week. Not a guy. Today was there. On Tuesday we were driving to Ticonderoga. Do they make those pencils there? To Fort Ticonderoga and possibly going to see the Star Trek TOS. I don't know which Star Trek that is. I'm not a big enough Star Trek guy. I woke up at 5 like I normally do and went back to bed at like 10 and woke up at 7. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! That's a perfectly good use of a day. Sleep it. Sometimes you need it. I do not have a deer antler. I have an elk antler. Appreciate the correction. I'm still giving it to somebody else because I'm probably never going to use it. And he will. There's this ring guy. Actually, the guy who gave me this piece of wood. John. Who gave me this piece of barrel stave and has basically pre-purchased 2 of my marking knives that have not been made yet. Super nice guy. I also have moose poop. It's true. I need to get up and stretch. Should we just wrap the show? Or should we? You guys want to keep hanging out? And having drinks? No. Pinnell wants to shut it down. So we should probably keep going. Tim poured another bourbon. Oh, okay. Should I go get a guitar? I don't have band practice this week, so if I don't play tonight, it's gonna be 2 weeks between playing. And I'll lose all of the fingy buildup that I've had. Can you ask him to make me a nice size 12 or 13 ring for the antler that I gave you that you're giving to him? I can ask him. Yeah, I mean, the answer is yes. I can be like, look, I'm giving you this whole big ass antler. My buddy Mike, who gave it to me, would love a 12 or 13 ring. See what he says. He's such a nice dude. He'd be like, fuck, well, yeah, sure. That's probably what he would say. I gotta get some air. I'm gonna turn the fan on. Get the garage door open. It's going down, but it's still gonna heat it up. I gotta have a little stretch. I'm not bringing you with me. Oh, yeah. Because I'm embarrassed about the state of my yard. Right? Because some people take pride in their homes or whatever. Yeah. He was sitting beside my house. It's a lot of antler. I don't know much about wild game, but like that guy, he seems like he might have been pretty big. If there was a bingo sheet, that would count as Mike complains about back pain. Use the antler for marking knife handle. No, I'm giving it to my buddy John. He gives me pieces of wood. He bought 2 of my marking knives. He bought the epoxy tea tray at the last market to make the smaller of the 2 mallets on his wall. Nope. In fact, bad friending, Matt. You obviously have not watched the video of the making of this because my boy Tyler Peterson, I went down to his shop and it's wood, it's offcuts. Nope, that was the one that I gave away. This is a Purple Heart maple mallet that Tyler made for me on his CNC. The 5,000 subscriber giveaway video 2 was making one of these out of offcuts from other projects, we went down to his shop and made those. Those are Tyler Peterson mallets. This one I made. That guy up here I made. That one. This one is this guy mallet. Can I get over my fear of the lathe? This was me getting back on the horse after my lathe hurt me, my old Mastercraft lathe, and I talked myself into trying again after about almost a year of being scared off the lathe because it hurt me. This was that. Eric Habakabakat's here. Tyler can absolutely, yeah. If you want this guy right here, this is my favorite mallet. I don't like saying that my favorite mallet is not one that I've made, but this, I love. Like if you want hefty smack, you go this way because it curves like that. If you want light smack, you go this way because it curves like that. Like it's really, these are good. We're all friends here. Tyler, did you figure out the tear out problem on the inside corner of that tendon? Because it seemed like everyone was at the outside. Right there. Just the way the grain direction goes and the way that the bit is spinning on its way around there. I think it's very unlikely you're not going to get a little bit right there. I would love if you told me that you have remedied that somehow. Just sand a bit. Yeah, you like, I guess you could just literally just like with a chisel and just do that line. Fearsome wants to buy a Tyler Peterson mallet. I get the commission on that guy. Take 12%. No. You reach out to him at TP Guitars on Instagram or tpguitars@gmail.com. Watch the video of us making this guy down in his shop. 5,000 subscriber giveaway, episode 2. Don't remember what it's called. Pinnell will put a link in the chat room. No, he won't. Did you get a commission for the crayon? Maybe. I don't know. We kind of have, me and Scott kind of have like informal, like money goes back and forth and stuff. This is my other guy. Also, these mallets are not inexpensive. It is a high quality hand tool. You get to pick all of your different species of woods. They do cost $87.95 plus shipping. Pinnell's put a link. Whether or not that's the right link, hard to say. It could be French onion soup. It always feels like that's way louder. Like, you guys always tell me that it's okay with the fan, but it always feels like it's not. That's a pork chop video. Is it the same link, the pork chops? They were good. Mexican. Love it. That's awesome. It should have been French onion soup this time, though, to be honest. Yeah, that was a fun video. We went down. We had a pretty good day that day in the shop, I thought. I don't get to spend a lot of time in other people's shops. That was fun. Maybe if you paid Chili Man, he would work better. Well, I do pay Chili. Like, I've given Chili way more money than I've given Pinnell. I'll tell you that much. I mean, it has been exchanged for products, but oh, sorry, Pinnell. Oh, you meant Pinnell? Yeah. Well, if I paid him better, like, maybe he'd do a better job. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure about that argument. No, see, he even admits, no, I wouldn't. Well, and I'd send him stuff, and then he complains that it like doesn't fit or whatever. Like, gets free Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff bottle stopper, and he's like, doesn't it wobbles around in the top of the bottle? I'm like, well, buy better bottles of wine that aren't shitty or whatever. Like, what, it fits perfectly fine in every bottle of wine I've ever had. So how did Chris get roped into this anyway? Okay, okay. I was trying to think, like, I honestly don't even remember, but I do. There was a random week where Chris was like the most dedicated of the ashholes who had watched week in, week out. We'd become friends over time. And then there was a week where there was a crap ton of bots and like trolls suddenly. And I was like, I don't have the effort in me to like be blocking these people and like all this stuff. And I was like, I need a moderator. Somebody please help me with this. Hey, Pinnell, are you cool with like helping me deal with this? And I made him a moderator. And that's how it happened. And he is still my sole employee. And he's not an employee because he doesn't, well, he gets paid a percentage. Yeah, like, what did we figure out, Pinnell? You get paid like a relatively high percentage, but only of the shows that get demonetized. There's it's like he makes like 70% of all episodes during which I play guitar, I think, was the agreement that we made. Hey, we don't see B. Pinnell here much anymore. No, we don't. That's okay. B. Pinnell is on his own journey, and 65% of all. Hey, you 65%? Oh, okay, that's pretty high. Like 65%. It's pretty good. Which begs the question, though, because of that contractual obligation that I've made via verbal agreement, if a show gets demonetized, but I get super chats during that show, technically I should be paying you 65% of those. I might owe you some money, my friend. Good point. Like, if you get 65% of all live streams that get demonetized, it's entirely possible that there have been demonetized episodes that I've gotten super chats from, which don't get demonetized, and therefore the profits from that show, 65% of which should be going to you. You should have your lawyer look into that. I might be unintentionally breaking our employment contract. Well, the union fees come off that. Oh, that's a good point. That's, yeah, and the check printing and the fact that I have to mail you the check because I don't have like direct deposit for payroll. Yeah, okay, that's probably fair. But what if it was that night that like I got $100? Like 2 people gave me like $50 one night. What if that was a demonetized episode? You would make like $65. Speaking of checks, Legend says, do you need me to go cash it so that it's not like hanging over your, it's not a monkey on your back? Yeah, Pinnell got a free calendar. No, he didn't. They aren't good forever? Really? Checks expire? Oh, shit. Okay. Thank you. I'm not, sometimes I'm not good at adulting. Why do checks expire? They're supposed to be money. This is like, yeah. Huh. I didn't know checks expired. That sucks. Just send it to you, I'll cash it. I mean, I could. I owe you money. If you can cash a check that says Mike Davies on it, I will absolutely just send it to you as part of my payment for the Rockler like turning tools. We're just trading money around. Just support each other. It's good. Hey! Which one of you assholes has the giant chunk of Bubinga that's a footrest? Is it Malin? It's Lajeunesse. It's one of you guys. We need updates. I'm still kind of obsessed with that 16 by 16 block. Tim, all right. What do you got? Is there an update? Is there been any movement on what this thing is doing, or are you still just putting your feet up on it? Because nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. But I think we could make better use of that block of wood. Told you, I want that piece out of that section right there. That block of wood would make really nice saw handles, plane totes, plane knobs, and tool parts. Probably get some guitar necks out of that. 16? Maybe not. No. Fretboards. Bubinga fretboard? That'd be slick. There's a lot of good things we could make out of that block of wood. so much other crap this week. Yeah. Like I said, I was supposed to be making marking knives this week. Didn't. So, no judgment. Just got a 5-foot, 10-inch piece of bog cypress in Louisiana. You make a guitar for a guy and you get to keep the rest. Okay, sweet. 3-inch, so 5 foot by 10 inch, 3-inch thick, 12-quarter bog cypress. Don't know what cypress is like when it's taken out of a bog, but cool. That's you make a guitar and then you got a whole bunch left. You worked on the stool instead? Sure didn't. I made some shelves for the wife who wanted them for the laundry room. And I did some adulting with like accomplishing some things. Did a little bit of shop organization. Played a little bit of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Took a day to sleep because rest is important and you need to make time for it because it should not be a luxury. Yeah. Okay, one more beer and we'll call it. We're at 2.5 hours almost. Sometimes I just kind of lose myself in the show, hanging out with you guys, which is awesome. Very much appreciate it. As like, I hope it doesn't come across as being sarcastic when I say things like I really appreciate you guys coming to these. I'm gonna finish up making these painting panels. I'm gonna glue them into squares, slap the MDF on top of them, route off the excess, and put them aside for whenever I feel like painting. Maybe we'll do another painting on the show. Maybe next week we'll paint one of these things that I've made this week. Really appreciate you. See, you're like, guys, don't defend him and say that he needs a raise and stuff. Like, you see how this relationship is, right? I asked him to put a link in the chat for a video. He gives you a fucking teriyaki pork chop link. That's not what I asked him to do at all. And then after the show, I'm gonna go over to my Facebook and I'm gonna have a message from him in our chat that's like him with his feet up beside the fire on his deck with his fake pergola, and be like, sorry, I was just hanging out on the, just didn't feel like it, or whatever. Like, he's a terrible employee. Cypress is resistant to moisture, insects, rot, and decay. Well, yeah, I know what cypress is. I just don't know what it's like when it's been pulled out of a bog. Like where the difference is in its workability and its structure. I don't know. I know what cypress is. I don't know what bog cypress is in terms of its. He said yes years ago and has been abused ever since. If either of us are going to claim abuse, okay? Have you ever seen the running gag Paul Rudd did for 20 years on Conan O'Brien, where he showed up, clipped the, yes, I have actually seen that. Mac and Me, instead of the movie he was there. Oh, yes. Yeah, I have actually seen that. It's funny. I love that the like production companies who produced his films and paid him a shit ton of money and signed him into these contracts to go do promotion, just obviously let him go ahead and do that. Like, because why not? It's awesome. This is why you hire a guy like Paul Rudd to make a movie with you, is because he's that kind of guy. It's the same with who was it? There was an agreement, some arrangement between Will Ferrell and maybe Ryan Reynolds when they weren't in the same movie. They were in different movies, but they like went to go on the doc show circuit and promote their movies, and they actually promoted the other person's movie. I'm not kidding. If anyone hasn't seen it, is it? Oh, I hope it's French onion soup this time. Is it? Is it teriyaki pork chops again? he's doing that. He's just like he's giving you guys teriyaki pork chops every time he puts a link in the chat. Is he? Because he thinks he's fucking Paul Rudd. Like, guess what, Chris? Sorry, you are not Paul Rudd. I love it. It's funny. But when I'm actually trying to help people find a video that might be helpful to them or give them information about something I'm talking about, the pork chop video, while funny, is not helpful. In any case, if you're looking for the mallet, the 5,000 subscriber giveaway, episode 2. If you're looking for, what else did we talk about? That I tried to get him to do, and then he did pork chops instead. I mean, watch the pork chop video. It's good. Like, they're delicious pork chops. And if you've never had grilled pineapple with onion salt or onion powder, a little bit of onion powder, grill it on the barbecue. Paul Rudd also plays bass, does he? Huh. I could see that. Yeah. $5,000 subscriber giveaway part 1. Part 1? Maybe. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because I was doing the talk about the giveaway in the truck. I thought it was part 2. I thought I did like an intro to the giveaway. No, you're right. Because I was in the truck, I was like, yeah, no, most people wouldn't celebrate this many subscribers because this is nothing in YouTube world and blah blah. Yeah, good call. It is part 1. Never trust a skinny chef. Well, you're only seeing me from here up, my friend. I am not a skinny chef. I'm not enormous. And I'm skinnier than I was when I did that video. When I used to sit at a desk in front of a computer all day, every day, I got pretty heavy. Because I still liked my food. But I was not working it off. Now that my job and my other jobs involve moving, I've lost a fair bit of weight over the last couple of years. I don't know, like, I can't prove any of that except for like how I feel and how I look. But because I don't do scales, I've never been like a weigh yourself and try to do anything with. I know Joel at Intentional Gains would really like for me to start lifting weights. And now I'm projecting onto Joel. I shouldn't do that. But I move a lot more than I did 3 years ago. Even, well, especially like 6 years ago, like before I started woodworking, I was a lethargic, fat ass, garbage person. No, I wasn't. I was still a good person, but like I was pretty. There was not a lot of calorie output happening. Sitting in front of a desk, in front of a computer, and then coming home and sitting around some more and doing nothing. And between woodworking and then quitting my journalism job for more physical work, it's like I'm in a lot better shape than I was. Wears his beard because he has more chins than a Chinese phone book. I don't even know. There aren't as many under here as there were a couple years ago. Tell you that much. I don't know. I haven't seen it for a while, but there were. The last time I shaved, 2016, Halloween. Yeah, there was definitely at least one extra chin. And I don't know if there is anymore. Yeah, like I can't check. But finally started getting to where I can work out again. Knee is almost fully healed. That a guy. Got up to 173 kilograms sitting behind a computer for 15 years. I don't know kilograms in terms of human weight. What is that in pounds? 3-ish? Used to weigh 315. Damn. That's big. I lost the weight. I got the turkey neck thing. You get a little giblies. I'd rather have giblies than be 300 pounds. Peter Brown shop time. Yeah, I know Peter Brown. Made a weight loss video. Yeah, it was. It was like, yeah, it was a great. Peter seems like the type of dude that is. He got enormous on YouTube. He didn't change. Like, he is. I love Peter Brown because Peter Brown is enormous on YouTube. He makes a shit ton of money making YouTube videos. He puts a YouTube video out and hundreds and thousands of people watch it immediately. Doesn't matter what he's doing. And he's making good money off YouTube, but he's kept his regular day job and he's still the same dude every time he steps in front of a camera. Love Peter Brown. And like his recent video about, like, you know, how people have been commenting on my weight loss and I think I should address this and stuff. Me and Peter Brown could be friends for sure. I mean, we won't because he lives in California, but yeah, he's great. The Mansbridge Sun Toll. That's right. I shaved to become Peter Mansbridge for Halloween in 2016. That's the last time I shaved clean. Got down 178 pounds, back up to 225. See, and these are numbers that I don't even really know. Like, I don't know what I am or what I have been or whatever. I just know that I'm less than I was. And I can tell by how much weight I'm moving around. Like, I can physically feel the difference. I don't get winded walking up my stairs anymore. Like, I can go for a little walk if I want without just having to lay down on somebody's front lawn for a little bit. I have a pretty good size frame, so like I wore the weight I would like to think I wore the weight okay. I probably didn't. Yeah, I'm 6 feet and thick set, good Viking stock. Yeah, I can tell you got the beard for the Viking. Carry it well. See, that's what I was talking to. Like but I probably wasn't. Like I watched some of the old videos of me, like when I first started making the YouTube show, and like I was like, I could have been pregnant. Like I was pretty distended in the gut area, and just like overall like pretty heavy. Went from 44 inch pants to 31. I'm 36 right now. I don't know off the top of my head what I'm at, but I know that I've been tightening my belt pretty consistently for the last year. Like my pants are falling down. I need to tighten my belt again for the last year or so. Close to 200 and wish I was 170 again. Tall and hide it well, but when I run a little, I feel again. Yeah, I mean we're all on our own journey, like and our like. I like that I'm not as heavy as I was, but I like that I also really like food. I really like good food. Um, I like good food cooked with lots of butter and meat and bacon and like I really like good food. But I spend 3 days a week basically walking or as my job on at the shop. So like it helps a lot. Um, I'm in a lot better shape than I was a couple years ago. And whoever's watching this right now, whether you're here live or watching it afterwards, whatever it is that you're doing to try and improve, whatever it is you want to improve, good on you. Keep on keeping on. I said 173 equals 381. That's heavy. That's big. Bennett 5'11", 275. Is that current? Your current 275? Because now I have a comparison. Because I just saw you the other day. So I don't. What am I then? Like 250? I don't know what a pound looks like really. Um, yeah, but you went from being a yard guy to an office guy. You went the wrong direction. You went from your job keeping you active to your job keeping you sitting. So I went the other direction. You go for walks in the woods with your little RC trucks sometimes, though. You know, every bit helps. Power lifted most of my life, so I can get below 200, I'll be happy. I don't even know. I don't think I would be. I don't know for a fact, but I don't think I would be healthy under 200. Just the way that, like, the way that I'm built and my muscle mass and everything. I don't think that under 200 would actually be healthy for me. But I don't know. I don't know what I weigh, and I don't know what I weighed at my most. But we need to stop judging each other for how much or how little we weigh. "5'10" in military should weigh less than 190. There's a couple of things wrong with that sentence. Should and military. These are standard. standards that are whatever. Fuck standards. Where are you happy? And where do you feel like you should be? And where do you want to be? And do you want to get there bad enough to do what is necessary? Or do you like food as much as I do? You're probably 220, 225. Okay. So what would I have been 4 years ago? 270? I feel like I've lost a fair bit of weight. Love to get back to being more active than in the 225. Just tell them you want to get back on the saw. Find a new office guy. I want to get back in the yard. Give me the rain and the heat. No saw for me. I do the roll-off deliveries and the yard work. Yeah, get back out in the yard. Weigh yourself before next Saturday? How? Like, where do you even do that? Like at the pharmacy, or like where can you just go weigh yourself? Buy a $15 scale. We already talked about how I am not wealthy. Can't just be throwing money out the door at $15 scales. A square thing in your bathroom. I don't have one, my friend. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I can go to one of the drugstores that has like the blood pressure seat. You guys seen those? Where you go like sit down and it does your blood pressure, where you put your arm in the collar thing, and do they have scales at those places? I'm literally, like, I'm not lying. I don't know if you don't have a scale at your house where you could go do it. Can you just go to the doctor? Do they have them in the waiting room at doctor's offices? Can I go to somebody else's house? Mikey B, you got a scale? Woodworking Brad is a kitchen scale for epoxy, but no people scale. Funny you say that, because I don't actually have an epoxy scale, because I bought the cheap one because I didn't read the description, and I bought the 500 gram digital scale, which is not enough to do anything except probably meth. So I just gave it to the shop because they sell a lot of meth out of there. No, I was like, this is no good to me. I'll just give it. Maybe they could weigh something with it. Like literally just today, actually, I brought it in and was like, do you guys want this? I tried to give it to Mike when he was here on Tuesday. I was like, do you have any need for a scale that only goes up to 500 grams? He's like, nope. Okay. So I don't even have an epoxy scale. Fill your bathtub all the way and see how much water you displace. That's not what weight is. God, do we need to go back to grade 3 and talk about like weight versus mass? Come on. I'll pop by Eric's. Yeah, digital scale with an app. I don't want to have to put an app on my phone. to use a scale. You either weigh yourself or do an unboxing video for next Saturday. Okay, it's a deal. By next Saturday, either next Saturday night, there will be an unboxing video released prior to the live show, or I will have a weight of myself. Don't need the app, but you can use it to get more info than you weight. Well, I don't even want that much info, so like I'm already going to get more information than I actually want just by stepping on it. So okay, that one's empty. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Thank you again so much for coming. By next Saturday, either next Saturday, I will have an unboxing video of something. Go to Walmart, put a scale on the floor, and step on it. See, this is why I pay him the big bucks. Because that's just, yes. Why don't I just take the scale off the shelf, put it on the ground, assuming they have scales on the shelf that you can put down and step on and get a reading. Yeah, just do that. $235. Paul says $235. We can do a well, we'll do it next week. I was gonna say we'll give out points for like another Price is Right guess at the beginning of next week. And Latiness, perfect. That's the right guess. $235. Todd says $236. That's perfect. That's the right way to play the game. Just remember, to be your most accurate, you need to remove your clothes. Yes, it's true. And also be totally dry, because moisture. So like it has to be, I have to be not sweaty and naked. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Next week we will have either a relatively accurate weight of this human being or an unboxing video before the live show, because I promised. Bye for now. Good times. Appreciate you guys. It goes in weird directions. I'm getting Rod Cosmic. I'm like,